New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Hey, good evening to you, beautiful people. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark series, where we spend a little time at night keeping our everlasting mind right. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, The Black Bazaar, and also international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. Book that I wrote, guys, Study of Black Wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, then I recommend that you study wealthy people. We can find that book by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. Once we are out, we are out. Yes, it will be an exclusive book for those who chose to get it at the time when it was available, and that could be you. But nonetheless, man, it's not going to be a whole bunch of fanfare this evening because I just want to read. I don't know about y'all, but I want to get right to this thing. But anyway, we will make sure that we find out who has joined us here tonight, because we are going to continue our journey into the universe of success. And we're going to be talking about tonight how to win your war against negative feelings, part 2, okay? So if you missed yesterday, make sure you catch the replay. We had a wonderful time. Black folk coming together, read, discuss, and have a little bit of dialogue about what we read. Nonetheless, it's roll call time, beautiful people. Want to find out who has joined us here tonight for a little bit of reading, a little bit of literacy here tonight, man. Hit the like button, share button, subscribe button, follow button, all that good stuff. Tag somebody if you need to, because maybe your brother or sister been looking for something like this. I don't know. But also let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country you might be connected from here tonight, from your laptop, your mobile device, or your PC. We're broadcasting across the World Wide Web into Facebook and also YouTube. Understanding worldwide simply means global. And we've been fortunate enough, I don't know how I did it, but we've been fortunate enough to find brothers and sisters all over the world who've been looking for us. And so we just love to know just how far our reach is here this evening as we get more into reading good quality books that can make a difference in our life. Let us know what city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country you're connected from. Go ahead and put that in the comments below, and we'll do a quick shout out to let people know that you are in the building. Miss Vivian Reed has joined us always, showing us support out of Brooklyn, New York. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Miss Sincere Newman is in the house out of Mableton, Georgia. Miss Rochelle Gray, what's going on, sis? How are you? Out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Good night, good evening to you. Brother Setley out of Boston, Massachusetts. Mr. Henry is in the hizzy. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Now, as I mentioned to you guys, I know some other people will be joining us. They'll be typing and stuff as well, but I want to get right to this thing because I was thinking today, you know what? When you do something that you like, you don't really care who show up. And I love to read good quality books that can help change my life. And I've been doing this book club, for about 3 or 4 years. And I'm still doing it, not mainly because I want to do it, but also because you guys show up. So I appreciate you showing the love. When I started, I was like, you know what they say, Black folk don't read. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna find anybody else who want to read with me. I might be here by myself, but no. That Black folk do read, and you guys show up each and every night for that thing. So yesterday we talked about how to win your war against negative feelings. Now, if you were here yesterday, you probably have a lot of notes because it was a barn burner, and we're going to continue and finish this chapter up here today. Now, for those that might be new to what we do here, I want you to understand, one, there's a reason why we actually read at night. We found this out to be a difference between what we were doing in the morning with our New Black Wall Street Book Club and our After Dark series. And it's been such a difference that the morning series will actually be no more. We're just going to read at night because it's something about what we consider this to be called activating your subconscious. Everybody put in the console, activate. when you're reading at night after all the dust has settled, all the noise has been made, and now you are preparing quite possibly for bed or something like that, or you're just starting to wind down, you give now your other mind an opportunity to hear some of the stuff other than some noise. And I don't know what the subconscious really likes to hear, but what we have found is that it's opened up the subconscious to then come back and speak to you specific instructions or specific things to help you live your best life. And so hopefully tonight you may have that experience, but we've had plenty of testimonies about what this thing that we have created, the New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark, has done for people in a short amount of time. Now, I would suggest that you have a pen and paper, journal, something like that. If you don't, feel free to use the comment section to type some stuff out, because then you'll have what we call muscle memory, and it will remind you that you actually wrote something. So I think that's good as well. And then, as I said, we're going to get right to this thing. So here's where we left off at. Let's see, some other people joining. I think some other people joined. Activate. Yeah. So here's where we left off yesterday. Okay. Here's where we left off. Now, we were talking about this word failure, and there was an acronym for this word failure. And I'll pick up here and say, I like to spell out the components of the failure mechanism. So what we were learning yesterday is that there are some people who simply take steps towards failure pretty much every day without knowing it. And we're finding some solutions for that, so to speak. So I feel that this aids people in remembering them. All right. Remembering what failure stands for: frustration, aggressiveness, insecurity, loneliness, uncertainty, resentment, and emptiness. Now, yesterday we covered frustration, aggressiveness, and insecurity. We'll finish out this acronym here today, and then we'll finish this chapter as well. After that, we got a little bit more to go, and we'll be finishing this chapter. Okay, so I'm not quite sure who all was here yesterday, but make sure you catch the replay so you get the first part. And as we're going to be getting into this, how to win your war against negative feelings, and continuing now into the subtitle, overcoming the failure mechanism. Now, I think what would be best if I read the first part and then I go on over to L. Okay, so we'll do that. But this is New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark edition. Y'all know what time it is. Let's read. All right, indeed, we must war against all aspects of the failure mechanism. So here's something we learned yesterday. Want to make sure we get this as well, that it is a war. Remember, how to win your war, right? So I declare war against negative feelings. You got to go to war. You got to fight. I mean, you got to be willing to fight. I mean, I don't know anybody that goes to war not willing to fight, but maybe there are. I don't know. It's a war, which is what I call the system of self-reinforcing negative symptoms, which can disrupt an unaware individual's positive instincts. For just as certain positive predispositions can accelerate the happy functioning of a person's success mechanism, so can negative forces build up with the speed of a rolling stone going downhill, producing chains of negative feedback within the individual, which can lead only to defeat. Now, I just mentioned this. I like to spell out the components of the failure mechanism, since I feel that this aids people in remembering them: frustration, aggressiveness, insecurity, loneliness, uncertainty, resentment, emptiness. Now, we also like this word called honesty up in here. And I don't know, as I think about this frustration, I've been frustrated. Aggressiveness, I'm a pretty aggressive guy. Insecurity, I probably have felt that before. Loneliness, that's happened in my life. Uncertainty, I've been uncertain a lot of times. I'm pretty uncertain right now, I can't tell you. Resentment, that's happened in my life. And also empty. Now, that part I don't know about. I don't know if I've ever felt empty. So 6 out of 7 for me. And you put in the comments below, what's that number for you? Again, seven terms. How many of these have you felt in your life? Frustrated, aggressive, insecure, lonely, uncertain, resentful, empty. Put that number in the comments below. We're just gonna be honest today. We people, we have feelings, and we may not have went to war against some of these negative feelings. We might have just said, "Hey, let's just deal with it." I don't know. Now, these are the enemy. Its weapons of destructiveness are horrifying. Let us consider them one by one so that we may penetrate through camouflage to their effect on the human being. Let's get to number 4. Loneliness. Are y'all playing with me today? No numbers? Okay, we'll see. I'm the only one. I'm the only one thought that. Okay. Loneliness. Now, I know I talk fast in your type, so I know you guys coming in strong. Loneliness. We're all lonely now and then, but I refer here to the extreme feeling of being separated from other people, from yourself, and from life. This is an important symptom of failure. Indeed, it is one of the leading failure areas of modern civilization. The commonness of loneliness is enough to fill one's heart with unending sorrow. To know that God's creatures can be so estranged, this is very sad. So it's not just lonely. He's talking about the extreme feeling of being separated from other people, from yourself, being separated from yourself, being separated from life. This is an important symptom of failure. Indeed, it is one of the leading failure areas of modern civilization. The commonness of loneliness is enough to fill one's heart with unending sorrow. To know that God's creatures can be so estranged is very sad. Now, this last part he threw in there, that looked like it was kind of a, hey, you a Christian and you that lonely? I'm just saying that would have sounded like he was saying to me. You got God, but you're still that lonely. Okay, something ain't right. Okay, something ain't right. Okay. So that's all I had to say about loneliness. Very short. Anyway, all of these, I know that's right. 7 of me. Hey, 6, I got you. And we're going to be honest tonight because we at war. Number 5, uncertainty. The feeling of uncertainty. Now, of course, it seems like in each one of these, he's talking about the extreme case, okay? This failure type symptom is characterized by, indecisiveness. Now, I don't know how many of y'all been following me long enough to know that I've kind of shared this before, but indecision is a habit of the poor. Let me just throw that out there. You might want to type that in the comments below. Indecision, not making a decision, is a habit of the poor. An opportunity, while they're not deciding one way or the other, it just simply passes them by. See what I found? It says that it rains on the rich and poor alike, which means that opportunities come to both of us, right? They come to both of us. I just simply make decisions to take advantage of it while you still deciding on whether you're going to do something or not. Indecision is a habit of the poor. The uncertain person believes that if he does not make a decision, he is safe. Yeah. Yikes. He is safe from the criticisms he might receive if he took the chance and was proved wrong. Safe from the consequences of a decision he made that backfired. This type of person must see himself as perfect. Therefore, he cannot afford to be wrong. When a decision is necessary, he looks upon it as a life or death decision. If he makes the wrong choice, he will destroy his idealized picture of himself. Therefore, he may dawdle over a trivial decision for long periods of time, wasting his precious hours worrying. When he finally does make up his mind, his decision will be subject to distortions, and he will very likely blunder. The uncertain person cannot live fully because he is afraid to take the plunge and get his feet wet. Uh-oh. Yikes. Uncertainty. Now, I get it. There are times when we just, we got to think about it. Okay, I get it. Well, that's a big decision right there. What house we going to choose? We got to think about it. We got to talk this over, make sure we can afford it. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about uncertain to the nth degree. Just simply, even the smallest stuff that comes up. This is the type of person you don't even want to ask no question because you already know that they're going to say, I don't know. How many people that you like, man, why are you? That's the only response that you got. I don't know. I'm trying to dialogue with you, move forward with you, do something with you. Y'all presented somebody something, you like, it was a good idea. It was like, yeah, y'all both can make some money. You're like, oh man. And you say, I want to give this person a chance. I want to see if we can work together. I mean, we know each other long enough, and I know them well enough that just maybe we'll try. Do you present them with the opportunity and you get what you already thought you was going to get? I don't know. What you don't know? I mean, I thought this all through. This is a good idea. We can go make some money. We can do something. I don't know. Well, what is it? Well, what is it that you don't know? Because maybe I can clear it up for you. Well, I don't know. No, it ain't that you don't know. It's that you don't want to think about it. You didn't know. I mean, because you said that too quick. You said I don't know too quick. That means you probably just don't want to think about it. You probably don't want to make a decision. You probably want to just leave it out there hanging, and it'll just go away. Man, now I'll tell you this. He coming strong. I mean, he coming strong. He said that he cannot afford to be wrong. This person must be perfect in their own mind. Now, I never thought about it that way, but man, that seems like it could be kind of true. I mean, it has some merit to it. You don't want to make a decision because you don't want to be wrong. That seems like that's a very scary place to live. I mean, it's just seems. I mean, because I don't know. I'm a little bit different. I just make the decision. I live with the consequences, right or wrong, good or bad, whatever happens. But then you got the person that says, "Well, I'm not going to make a decision at all because it's hard. It's hard for me to be wrong." Wrong to who, though? If he makes the wrong choice, he will destroy his idealized picture of himself. So it sounds like this person has a pretty high self-esteem. They just don't make decisions. They feel good about themselves. They see themselves probably in a great light. They see themselves as a better light than probably they should, a higher light, a greater light than everybody else. But then they're still in the path to failure because they have a difficult time making decisions. Now, I already know if I were to ask this question, is there anybody here like this? I'll probably get no, because of course not. Although you might have a difficult time making decisions. It may not be this extreme. I don't know. But if you find yourself having a difficult time making decisions, you find yourself, now he said failure, I say poor. you find yourself, either one of those words don't sound like they were good for me either. I mean, neither one of those two words are good descriptive words of me. So hopefully they're not good descriptive words of you either. If we say that, then let's talk about this. Well, how can we fix that problem? If you find yourself making it that is difficult for you to make a decision, first, I think you got to acknowledge that you got a problem. I mean, you got to acknowledge. You got to say, wow, wait a second. How come every time somebody asks me something, I quickly go on the defense? I quickly go to some, I don't know, canned word that I have or phrase that I use for everything to get out of it. Here's my question to you. Because, of course, I'm probably not going to give much answer. But here's my question to somebody. What are you running from? What are you running from? It sounds like I'm running from responsibility. I don't want to make a decision because I don't want to be responsible for the results, even if they're good. But matter of fact, I'm probably not thinking that the results are going to be good, so I don't want to be responsible for the bad results that I expect. Wow, no wonder why we're heading towards failure. Everything is leading to bad results. Which brings me to, do you not believe in yourself that you can make it happen, regardless of the situation? That's something to think about, because I don't know who I'm talking to that's dealing with uncertainty. I know I'm talking to a couple people, but I ain't gonna call no names out here today. How to win your war against negative feelings. Number 6, in the overcoming the failure mechanism. Resentment. This is the excuse-making reaction of the failure-type personality to his status in life. Excuse-making. Unable to bear the pain of his failures, he seeks out scapegoats to take the sting out of his own self-blame. Everywhere he finds evidence that life is shortchanging him and feels resentment, he does not realize that he may be shortchanging himself. But his resentment does not make failure easier to accept. On the contrary, a vicious cycle is set up which involves more frustration and misdirected aggression, always full of grievances. The resentful person antagonizes other people and thus sets into motion a chain reaction of hatred. Others dislike his dishonesty, reject his hostility, feel contempt for his self-pity. Chronic resentment leads to self-pity because the resentful person feels he is a victim of injustice. Haven't people blocked his aspirations? Hasn't bad luck entered into the conspiracy to keep him down? The more he pities himself, the more inferior he feels, and the more he comes to hate himself and to resent other people and the world. He does not realize that his inner resentment is a breeding ground for failure. Only when he sees that he is an actor in life, that he is responsible for setting his goals and channeling his aggression to achieve them, can he break this cycle of failure. Only when he can feel respect for himself, form a realistic image of himself, can he break the habit of resentful thinking, which is such a basic component of the failure mechanism. I like what he said here. He said, hey, form a realistic image of yourself. Form a realistic. Everybody put in console, keep it real. A realistic image of yourself. Now, I know that you and I, we have friends or family, people around us. They got all type of images of themselves. Oh, Lord. I mean, Lord, we come up with all kind of things when it comes to ourselves. Whether it be on the scale of to the top 10, to the down to the bottom 0. Whether we think too highly of ourselves or think too lowly of ourselves. A realistic image of yourself. And I think that is a great homework assignment, so to speak. To really just sit and imagine yourself, which some of us have never done, by the way. 20, 30, 40 years old, have never just sat and I'm not talking about looking in the mirror. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that might help. But just imagine yourself, where you are, right? What you do, how you do it, to really get to know yourself and be honest about it. Not who you think, who you hope to be, not how you wish you would act. I'm talking about Michael Jackson getting familiar with the man in the mirror. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. A realistic image of yourself. Now, how could this be beneficial if you just kept it real with yourself? Here's who I am. Here's what I do. Here's how I operate. Here's some places I know I could do better. Here's some places where I'm strong. Now, we call this a reality check. I mean, I don't know when it happens in people's life. I mean, it's happened to me. I'm pretty sure it's probably happened to you. When you had that reality check. I don't know whether it came from your spouse, it came from your mom. If somebody at some point in time gave you a reality check, said, no, brother, you are not who you say you are. It's who you say you are. Here's what I peeped. Here's what I noticed, because I've been watching for a while. They make you feel uncomfortable. You're like, oh shit, this brother know me better than I know myself. Could have been like a somebody that you play sports with or something. You know what I'm saying? So at some point in time, I'm pretty sure all of you. Now, whether you accepted that reality check or not, it may happen more times in your life. But how many guys will be honest? Man, I done had that reality check. Somebody let me know. Now, most of the time, it's probably your enemy or somebody you didn't like, because they ain't got no problem telling you the truth. No problem. No problem at all telling you the truth. Reality check. I hope you don't wait to have a reality check to keep it real with yourself. A realistic image of yourself. Just that alone, what he's mentioned here, just that alone can help you break the habit of resentful thinking, which is a basic component of the failure mechanism. Just that alone can help you move from going down the lane towards failure and into moving down the lane towards success. Keeping it real with yourself. That way nobody else got to keep it real with you. Whether they do or not, it doesn't matter. Whether they do or not, it doesn't matter. Number 7, of overcoming the failure mechanism. Emptiness. Emptiness. Do you know people who are successful yet who seem frustrated, resentful, uncertain, insecure, lonely, and misdirectly aggressive? Then they have achieved success without the tools in their hands. Don't be too sure that their success, quote unquote, is real. For many people, gain all the outward signs of success and then feel emptiness because all along the failure mechanism has enmeshed them. And they have really lacked the capacity for creative living. They have made money, but don't know what to do with it. Life is boring to them. They travel here and there, but nowhere can they escape their feeling of emptiness. Now, this is probably the very difficult one to talk about here. To feel empty on the inside. To do all of the things on the outside, but still feel empty, unfulfilled on the inside. Never discover your passion. Just working because you know that's what you're supposed to do. Empty. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and to lose his own soul? Empty. Escaping life, not really living it. They feel empty in New York or Paris. They would feel empty on Mars. They have given up on creative goal striving. They avoid work, shun responsibility. When they wake up in the morning and see the sun, they do not see their opportunities for enjoying the day. Instead, they worry about what they can do to pass the time. Emptiness is symptomatic of a weak self-image. Having achieved success, the empty person feels he is a criminal because he thinks he has stolen something that he does not deserve. Thus, he feels guilty and turns his victories into failures, and he repudiates his creative faculties. His sense of emptiness symbolizes the total operation of his always present failure mechanism. There are elements of the failure mechanism. These are the elements of the failure mechanism. These are the enemy. I spelled them out for you so that you can remember them easily. Now, what can you do about them? How can you win your one great war? Now, here's the thing about war. It's made up of all these little battles. And you might have lost one battle, but the question is, will you win the war? Yeah, you might have lost a resentment last week. Okay, let's get back up. We still fighting. Will you win the war against negative feelings? See, because resentment came up last week, frustration might come up this week. Will you win that battle so that you can begin to win the war? Rising above failure. Rising above failure. To win the war against your enemy. Now, again, I want to listen. Okay, I'm just saying. Number one, let's make sure we are absolutely clear that we're talking about war. Okay? War. Everybody put that in the comments. So war, in capital letters, war. We're talking about war, which means fight, which means win or lose, battle, get back up, keep going at it until the war is over. Second, I want us to recognize, again, make sure that we are crystal clear. We're talking about winning the war against negative feelings, winning the war against the failure mechanism, winning the war against failure so that we can live a life of success. It's a war. Now, here's the thing. If you don't fight, More often than not, you're going to fail because that's just a byproduct of not participating in your own success. It's a war. You must fight. Your failure, how to win the war against your enemy, right? Frustration, aggressiveness, insecurity, and loneliness, and all that other stuff. You must first be able to pierce the disguises behind which it hides. Plausible rationalizations and seemingly logical thinking may obscure its functioning. Do not fool yourself, or you will lose this wonderful fight for your survival as a contented human being. Everybody put in console, do not fool myself. Do not fool myself. Now, we already heard about, the brother who thought himself too high and mighty and all that, fooling themselves. We call this, disillusion, right? Don't disillusion yourself. Don't fool yourself. You must fire all your emotional artillery at your false beliefs about yourself until you have leveled them to the ground. You must redirect your frustrated aggression and resentment and find ways to surmount your feelings of loneliness and emptiness. At the same time, let me once again make one point clear. The act of failing is not a part of the failure mechanism. The act of failing in some action or project simply means that you are human. You are human. May I assure you of this? If you've never failed at anything, it's a certainty that you never really tried anything. So again, there's a difference here between the act of failing, you tried and it didn't work out for you, versus what we're talking about, the failure mechanism, which leads you to failure over and over and over again. Or in the words of the Roman philosopher Seneca, if thou art a man, admire those who attempt great things, even though they fail. Was Thomas Edison a failure? Of course not. The thought is absurd, yet dozens of failures preceded most of his brilliant creations. Edison learned from his failures and built his successes on them. Everybody put in console, learn from your failures and build success on them. Learn from your failures and build success on them. Now, I'll tell you, I've been doing what I do for at least a decade. And I done bumbled some stuff up. I done made a mess along the way. But I learned from my failures and I built success on them. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have the level of success that I have now. I wouldn't have the income that I have now if I wouldn't have gone through the process of the failures to get here. Learn from your failures. Now, here's the thing. There's, as we mentioned earlier, we said there's some people who have a hard time making decisions. There's other people who have a hard time dealing with failure. Well, I don't want to do that because I might fail, so I'd rather not try. Well, that's thinking. Because you also could do it and succeed. I mean, there's two options here. Why did you have to go to I might fail? Why couldn't you go to I might succeed? I might actually be good at this. I might at least let me try. I might surprise myself. Learn from your failures and build success on them. Let them be the foundation, or let them be the foundation, the cement which you build your house on. Let your failures be your cement. Discovery is born in error. There are no creations without unsuccessful experiments. This sums up one of the chief lessons that I've learned from life, that blunders, errors in judgment and in application are unavoidable unless you retreat from life into a state of apathy. And even then, in your inertia, you'll make mistakes. The secret of successful living is to rise above your failures to your good moments. This is the key concept: to forget your errors, to stop grieving over them, to have compassion for your own human fallibility. Let me say that again, because some people, I think they just woke up. They was like, wait a second, we were just asleep a second ago, but you just got my attention. This is the key concept. Some of y'all just need to write this down. Forget your errors. Forget what didn't go right. Forget your errors. Forget your errors. Stop grieving over them. Stop making them bigger than they are. You just messed up. Okay, move forward. and to have compassion of your own human fallibility. Then, unburdened with guilt, you can step out determinedly. And I didn't even know that was a word. Determinedly. Oh, you can step out determinedly into the world, seeing yourself at your best, formulating your goals and bringing out into the game of life your success instincts. Here's two words I got for you when you start thinking about how you messed up or something didn't go right. Here's two words for you. Everybody put this comment below. So what? So what? I tried, it didn't work. So what? On to the next thing. Get it right, fix it, whatever the case may be. So what? I think those two words have really helped me. I mean, I really have. I mean, because I done messed up a lot, okay? I done messed up a lot. So what? So what? You tried. Kudos. It didn't work out. No problem. So what? You still here. Keep going. Right? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? So what? So what? Here's another one. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? You tried. It didn't work out. Who cares? The only person that's caring is you. The only one that's giving it all this attention is you. Who cares? Now, I don't know if y'all, I mean, that's kind of hardcore, but I'm just saying, so what? Who cares? However you want to do, whatever works for you. Just try to help you out, okay? This principle is especially applicable when you try new things. For when you experiment, you are bound to make mistakes. Never deny your mistakes. Admit them freely. But learn to minimize these mistakes, to be as tolerant towards yourself as you would be towards a friend. And you must throttle your experimentation. Then you can rise to your true potential as a human being and make each year the enriching vindication of your individuality that it should be. Every day, examine the negative beliefs which pull you down. Do you feel that you are stupid? Are you obsessed with the feeling that you are ugly? Or do you destroy yourself with the allegation that you're weak, unmasculine, unfeminine, undeserving of anything good? Every day, examine the negative beliefs which pull you down. Now, in order to do this, this requires what I call maturity. Every day. Because each and every one of us are dealing with some negative belief that's trying to pull us down. And it's like the Sopranos. Every time I try to get out, it pulls me back in. Your negative feelings. Every time you start 2 steps forward, something pull you down, 2 steps back. But if you examine the negative beliefs, which may pull you down. Now, here's the thing. What the author is saying is that you probably are dealing with the same stuff over and over again. Now it's time for you to recognize it and do something about it. It's probably the same stuff. Now, you might not have dealt with emptiness. That might not have been your thing. Maybe your thing was insecurity. We don't know. It's probably the same 1 or 2 things that's been plaguing you your whole life. Now it's time to do something about it. Now that you recognize it, go to war. Now that you recognize it, go to war. So you can live your best life. So you can live your best life. Now ask yourself, is your best life worth it? We talk about it all the time. Living my best. Is your best life worth it? To go to war against an enemy that's trying to keep you from living your best life. What does he do? The enemy do? He comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. Now, these are a few choice areas for self-torture. I don't know what negative beliefs you use to undermine yourself. You must ferret them out for yourself. Your exercise is this. Let's think about these self-destroying thoughts and see if we can do something about them. Even if you're positive that you're just no good, because I assure you that your thinking is irrational. Irrational thinking can run berserk down through history. We have had medicine men, alchemists, gold rushes, haunted houses, expeditions after a fountain of youth, not to speak of the brutal wars that have bloodied the pages of history books. For many years, there were outrageous beliefs about women thought to be witches. Witches were burned in Europe. Joan of Arc was executed as a witch. And in the United States, we had the shameful episode of Salem, in which a number of witches were put to death. Yet, sad to say, many of us today treat ourselves as if we were witches. In examining your accusations against yourself, let's see if you are not being unfair. If you castigate yourself as stupid, on what do you base this charge? Granted that you've been unwise, perhaps many times you have never been wise. Have you never been shrewd? Have you never been intelligent? Then your self-criticism is basically self-mutilization. When it comes down to it, that you feel that you have no rights, you believe in shortchanging yourself. Examine the African bugs which plague you. That was from yesterday. There might be a grain of reality to them, just as there was a bit of a scar tissue in Mr. R's mouth. But are these the devastating indictments that you build them into? No. This is irrational thinking. Now I call it stinking thinking. Stinking thinking. People are people. The strong are weak and the weak are strong. Some low to medium IQ people have rare common sense. Some homely looking women are devoted friends and can look beautiful. Some people with physical handicaps are most compassionate. Some emotionally unstable people are extremely brilliant. Psychologists have found that many adult stutterers will talk fluently when they're talking to children. Some criminals can become responsible members of society if someone will give them a helping hand. There are grays. There are no black and whites. But what do you do to yourself with your negative beliefs? You make yourself all evil, all thumbs, all negated. Everyone knows defeat at times. Joe Louis was for years heavyweight champion. In his prime, he was almost invincible, a symbol of power. Yet when he first tried boxing, Louis was bumbling, awkward, unknown amateurs beat him time and again. In one amateur bout, he was knocked down 9 times in one fight. Now that you've examined your negative beliefs, everybody put in console examine. Hashtag examine. Now that you've examined your negative beliefs about yourself. Now here's the thing. It's much easier to see the negative beliefs that other people are operating in. Your friend, your family, your coworker, you're like, oh my goodness. Like I say, that's thinking. But then when it's time to look at yourself, examine yourself, we feel like we deer in the head, like, oh, I don't know. I can't figure this thing out. I don't know myself. Examine. Thoroughly search out. Find. If you seek, you will find. Have you ever looked? Are in the process of reducing them to reasonable proportions, let's see if you can't discard them. If you can't, at least maintain them at reasonable dimensions so that you can live with them. Go to the next step now and repicture a success, one that you're really proud of. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share a success that you're really proud of. I'd love for you to share a success, a moment in your life where you felt super successful. Go ahead and do that in the comments below. Repicture. Let's go ahead and share that. Repicture if you can in so many words. I mean, it might be a long success story. I don't need the 50 million word success story. Repicture a success, one that you're really proud of. This is good. I like this. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share a success in your life that you're really proud of. So I'll tell you, I probably have a lot, but the first thing that came to my mind goes back to when I was younger. When I don't know how old I was, but this success came when I played baseball and I hit my first home run. That's the first thing that came to mind. I was really proud of it. I mean, that thing, it felt like it went over the tree, but it probably didn't. But in my mind, that thing went out of there. Okay? My first home run playing baseball. I was really proud of it. And I tell you, I wasn't just proud of it because I hit the home run. And you know what really made me proud? What really made me proud was the fact that my dad was there to see it. Because matter of fact, before I hit that home run, I had actually hit the ball over the fence, but it was it was foul, right? And he was there. He seen it go over the fence. He came and spoke to me real quick, said, hey, just calm down. Yeah, that thing went over the fence, but you still got the swing. And then I think 2 pitches later, that thing was out of here. Okay? it didn't have a chance. It was my day to hit my home run, okay? But I wasn't super really proud of it. If it was just me, I wouldn't be talking about it. It was the fact that I did it in front of my dad. That's what made it really proud for me. What's a success story? As you repicture, as you play this in your mind, probably put a smile on your face like it did me. Probably got you crying a little bit, like, oh, I remember that. That you're really proud of. Miss Vivian Reed, look at this. My articles in the BBC. We've been reading those things. She's really proud of that. Congratulations, Miss Vivian. That has made a big difference. Now, I would ask, why are you proud of it? Are you proud of it just because you did it? Or are you proud of it because of the difference that it's making in other people? Amanda says, success of having my baby girl, bearing children. Uh-oh, all the women going to say that, huh? Okay, man. That's right, Alima in the hizzy. Mr. Hugh Little said this, the first time sports. First time I dunked in the basketball game. Hey, he said, I've been dunking in practice and everything. Now is my time. I got that thing on. We going for it. we going for it. Vivian said, my first bike ride. Okay, Miss Play to Win said, received a presidential medal for fitness. Oh, we got a fitness chick in here. Okay, a presidential medal for fitness of that. Doesn't it feel good to just think about the successes? I mean, it's so easy to ponder on the stuff that didn't go well for us. But man, if we really start thinking about all the things that are going right, starts to put a whole different spin, a whole different mindset. You start thinking about all the stuff that is going well for you. The stuff that is going well for you. Fill your mind with it. See it. Smell it. Feel it. Grab hold of the success picture and hold it in your mind. When the critical thoughts counterattack, kick them out and come back once again with a good self-image, in Technicolor. To live creatively, you must win this war in your mind. Don't give up. Keep fighting, and chances are you will win. Say to yourself, I shall concentrate on the confidence of my past successes, not on my past failures. I shall concentrate on the confidence of my past successes, not on my past failures. And I'll tell you, I haven't read this before, but this is what I do. I only think about the stuff that I've done. I only think about it. And when I come to my past, I really only think about the successes, the accomplishments, what we have finished. Oh, okay, we built the BBC. Great, fantastic. What's next? I mean, I'm constantly, myself personally, I'm constantly thinking about what's next and what we have done. Right? I go back. Oh man, look at what we done. Oh, look what we did last week. Okay, look how many shows. I mean, I don't know. I really never think about my past failures. I mean, who cares? Right? Ronald Reagan. You got a president of Ronald Reagan? Oh my goodness. That was back in the day, ain't it? Can we get another one? Can we get a Barack Obama award? Okay. No, that's special right there. Are you still in fitness, by the way? I mean, we've been looking for some fitness content now. I'm just saying. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So hold on a second. You literally went to the White House? I mean, that's kind of what happened, I guess. Or they just sent it to you in the mail. So here you go. There you go. No trip to the White House for you. But we do recognize you as a special person in this fitness space. All right. I start concentrating on the confidence of my past successes, not on my past failures. I deserve the good things in life. Oh, y'all all need to put that. I deserve the good things in life. I'm the captain of my ship, and I shall steer my mind to a productive goal. I deserve the good things in life. Now, for you to say that. I mean, sometimes we just think, well, why do I deserve it? I mean, don't you work hard enough? I mean, don't you give enough of your time and energy to this place called Earth? Shouldn't you have the good stuff? I mean, the counter that you would say that I deserve the bad stuff. Why? What have you done wrong? No. I deserve the good things in life. I want you to get comfortable saying, see, here's the thing. I don't want you to just write it just to write it, although I do want you to write it just to write it. But I want you to start to feel it. I want you to really, I want you to really start to have an emotion behind it. I deserve. I mean, I'm the type of person when I walk through life, I expect great things to happen. I mean, if something bad happens, it's like, what? How did that? That's just it throws you off because I'm expecting so many good things to happen. When if something bad happens, like, okay, how did that slip through? How did that happen? That doesn't belong here. I deserve the good things in life. I look forward to it. I look forward to the blessings from God every day. Every day, I'm looking forward. I'm looking for them. What's the next one? What's the next blessing? Oh, okay. I mean, I got my eyes, my head's on the swivel. What's the next blessing? What about you? I think that's a big part in the success journey. Looking forward to the next success. Looking forward to the next achievement, looking forward to the next client, looking forward to the next customer, looking forward to the next win, whatever that is. One of the things that we do in the Black Billionaires Club every week, it's a simple question I ask every week. How did you win this week? Plenty of stuff that has happened throughout the week that probably kicked you down, kicked your butt, took you for a swing. But I focus on how did you win? Because I know you won. Some way, some form, some fashion. The 7 days since we last connected, I know there's a win somewhere. Now, why do we do that? Because it sets the tone for the whole rest of the conversation. Sets the tone, sets the mindset to be thinking about winning. Because all we do is win. You're a pacemaker. Let your self-image be the pacemaker of your heart, your mind, and your soul. Each day, reactivate your successful instincts until the success habit becomes a part of you, until it hypnotizes you. For after all, habit is a form of self-hypnosis. Work hard to banish negative beliefs, to exterminate the seeds of loneliness. Work hard. It is not easy, but you can do it. War is hellish, and if your mind is deeply entrenched in negative concepts, you will have to struggle fiercely to win your battle. But it is a battle worth winning, so that you can live creatively with joy, so that you can laugh and sing and walk the streets proudly in broad daylight. Let your strengthened self-image inspire you to move forward into a more vital way of life. Belief in yourself. That is the best pacemaker of all. Belief in yourself. Now, if you are a watcher here today, live with us or on replay, and you're saying to yourself, yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I believe in myself. Go ahead and put a comment. I believe in myself. I mean, it might not be for everybody. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. How to win a war against negative feelings. Part 2. I think this is very helpful. Now, of course, I have the book. I can go back and read. You got the video. You can go back and replay. But I hope you got something out of tonight. Rising above failure, right? Overcoming the failure mechanisms. I believe in myself. This is what we do, guys. And so hopefully you got something out of tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark. Tomorrow we will be back. Same black time, same black channel. This is what we do. This is what we like to do. We like to improve ourselves by reading good quality books that will help us change to go from poverty to prosperity. It take us from poor to rich. It can take us from a lot of different places, because the biggest thing that needs to change is the way that we think. Change the way that we think will change our life. Now, tomorrow we'll be talking about how to benefit from the art of expectation. Ooh, how to benefit from the art of expectation. Okay. Well, my beautiful people, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator. We meet on Sunday through Thursday night at 9 p.m. You can find us directly, because we will be going exclusive to the BBC TV. So if you happen to be catching us on any other channel, you want to make sure that you go ahead and like and follow on Facebook, Black BC TV. Now, what is that? That is a compilation of content creators like myself, Cortez Thornton, the Empowerment Duo, and more. And we've decided that we need to become our own media. So we're going to create a media channel where you can catch us all. Instead of just trying to catch us individually, blah, 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 blah. Hey, catch us all at one place, and we're working together to do that. We've had some great successes we've launched, and we'd love for you to become a fan of that page and get more great quality content like you got here tonight. Well, beautiful people, I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we really need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club with your host Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now you ain't gotta leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall